Adjectives. Consider these sentences. 1. There was a deceptive stillness before the storm. 2. Japanese food is known for its aroma and delicacy. In these sentences, the colored words describe or qualify the nouns they precede. For instance, the word deceptive describes the noun stillness, while the word Japanese describes the noun food. Similarly, they are happy to see me doing well. I am very worried about my grandma's health. Here, the word happy describes the pronoun they, while the word worried describes the pronoun I. The colored words in all these sentences are adjectives. An adjective can be used in two different ways. Definition. Words that are used to describe a noun or a pronoun are called adjectives. 1. Attributively, the old building was razed to the ground. 2. Predicatively, the building was old and thus razed to the ground. Definition. When the adjective is used before the noun, as an attribute, we call it attributive use of adjective. When the adjective is used after the verb and forms part of the predicate, it is called predicative use of adjective. Attributive use. Predicative use. 1. The terrified girl ran away from the snake. 1. He's clever. 2. Pollution is a pressing problem. 2. They are careless. 3. She threw away the torn sari. 3. The rumor is widespread. 4. The cute baby woke up. 4. The baby is cute. 5. They climb up the steep slope of the mountain. 5. She is pretty. Quick tip. 1. An adjective can be placed immediately before the noun that it qualifies, as Maria's branded watch was missing. 2. When several adjectives are attached to one noun, they are sometimes placed after it for emphasis, as the leader, erudite and bold, held the audience spellbound. Let's look at some commonly used adjectives in different groups. Different groups of some commonly used adjectives. Group of adjective. Examples. Quantity. 1, 2, little, some, all, many, several, few, every, each, no. Size, weight. Little, tiny, small, tall, short, obese, portly, big, heavy, light. Shape. Square, round, crooked, winding, distorted, warped, curvilinear, tubular. Speed. Slow, fast, leisurely, speedy, accelerated, swift, quick, brisk, hasty. Distance. Adjacent, short, long, distant, proximate, neighboring, remote, nearly, close. Time. Eternal, infinite, present, past, future, temporary, brief, early, delayed, punter, overdue, short term. Opinion. Constructive, destructive, good, better, worst, favorable, positive, negative. Emotions. Happy, sad, content, frustrated, joyful, anxious, depressed, excited. Personality. Reserved, shy, confident, introverted, extroverted, timid, frightened, scared. Age. Infant, mature, young, middle-aged, teenage, modern, recent, bygone. Color. Red, white, orange, pink, brownish, dark green, light blue. Location. Urban, rural, suburban, coastal, remote, mountainous, deserted, secluded. Origin. Chinese, Japanese, Indian, African, British, American, Australian, Canadian. Sound. Loud, quiet, noisy, harmonious, muffled, faint, shrill, dissonant, melodic, screaming, shouting, hushed. smell, pungent, spicy, rancid, sweet-smelling, aromatic, fragrant, floral, perfumed, musty. Taste, rich, mild, tart, tangy, spicy, salty, sweet, bitter, sour, savoy, delicious, watery. Touch, slippery, textured, gentle, rough, smooth, soft, hard, coarse. Material, leather, concrete, glass, metal, wooden, plastic, silicon. Temperature, chilly, warm, cold, hot, cool, frigid, mild, fiery, feverish. Purpose, functional, practical, informative, strolling, foldable, rotating, recreational. Miscellaneous qualities, full, empty, wet, ornate. Formation of adjectives. Adjectives can be formed from nouns, verbs and other adjectives. The table below contains examples of some of the adjectives from nouns, verbs and other adjectives. Noun, adjective. Verb, adjective. Other adjective, adjective. Experiment, experimental. Tire, tired. Red, reddish. Width, wide. Eat, eatable. Sick, sickly. Noise, noisy. Play, playful. Correct, correctly. Star, starry. Obey, obedient. Elder, elderly. Nation, national. Help, helpful. Comic, comical. Some other basic rules for forming adjectives. By adding able, create, creatable. Read, readable. Understand, understandable. Achieve, achievable. Adapt, adaptable. Manage, manageable. Prefer, preferable. Change, changeable. By adding al/removing e and adding l. Arrive, arrival. Survive, survival. Nature, natural. Agriculture, agricultural. Person, personal. Music, musical. Refuse, refusal. Physics, physical. By adding ive, create, creative. Sense, sensitive. Talk, talkative. Assert, assertive. Act, active. Construct, constructive. Decide, decisive. Aggress, aggressive. By adding less. Help, helpless. Hope, hopeless. Use, useless. Sleep, sleepless. End, endless. Thought, thoughtless. Sense, senseless. Meaning, meaningless. By adding /changing y to I and adding for. Wonder, wonderful. Use, useful. Peace, peaceful. Beauty, beautiful. Pity, pitiful. Doubt, doubtful. Care, careful. Color, colorful. By adding y/removing and e and adding y. Cloud, cloudy. Sun, sunny. Snow, snowy. Dirt, dirty. Shine, shiny. Ice, icy. Ease, easy. Anger, angry. By adding x/removing y and adding mic or etic. Noun, Adjective: hero, heroic. Irony, ironic. Fantasy, fantastic. Robot, robotic. Sympathy, sympathetic. Photograph, photographic. Acrobat, acrobatic. Artist, artistic. By adding s or is / removing y and adding s or is. Noun. Adjective: envy, envious. Delight, delicious. Nerve, nervous. Space, spacious. Mystery, mysterious. Victory, victorious. Curiosity, curious. Fame, famous. Comparison of adjectives. We use the positive degree to compare two equal nouns. For example, our garden is as beautiful as theirs. The painting is as colorful as the photograph. We use the comparative degree to compare two unequal nouns. For example, my car is faster than you. This book is more interesting than that one. We use the superlative degree to compare three or more nouns. For example, the Eiffel Tower is the most iconic landmark in Paris. The Sahara is the hottest place on the earth. Some rules for changing the degrees of adjectives. 1. For short adjectives ending in a consonant, usually one syllable, double the consonant and add er and est. For example, it's hot outside. It's getting hotter as the day progresses. The surface of the sun is hot, but the core is the hottest region. 2. For short adjectives ending in e, usually one syllable, add r and street. For example, Jack is a wise boy. Jack is a wiser than Mac. Jack is the wisest boy in the class. 3. For short adjectives ending in y, usually one syllable, changed y to I, add er to the end of the adjective. For example, the rose is pretty. The rose is prettier than Daisy. The rose is the prettiest flower in the garden. 4. For two-syllable adjectives that end in e, the endings are r and street. For example, her gentle voice reassured me during difficult times. She spoke in a gentler tone to comfort her upset friend. Mother Teresa was the gentlest of nurses. 5. For two-syllable adjectives that end in y, remove e and add er and est at the end. For example, the classroom was noisy, with students chatting and laughing. Despite a noisier environment, she managed to concentrate on her studies. The party next door is the noisiest event I've ever heard. 6. For most adjectives with two or more syllables, the comparative is formed by adding the word more and superlative by adding the word most. For example, the garden was filled with colorful flowers of every hue. The autumn leaves turned the landscape into a more colorful scene. The tropical fish in the aquarium were the most colorful creatures I had ever seen. 7. Some adjectives have irregular forms for comparison instead of following the standard er and ert suffix pattern. For example, Ben is a good child. She studied hard and performed better on the exam than she had expected. This university offers the best degree courses. 8. There is little sugar left in the jar, so we need to buy more. For example, I used less sugar in this recipe than the last one, and it tastes just as sweet. Among all the desserts, I like chocolate cake the least. Some more examples of adjectives with irregular comparative and superlative degree are given below. Positive, comparative, superlative, bad, worse, worst, far, farther/further, farthest/furthest, many/much, more, most. late, latter, last, old, older/elder, oldest/eldest, for, former, foremost,